I'll count us down from five, four, three, two, one. Let's get started. Here we go to another Monday
Happy Monday.
and another new school year. Today's the first day of school for everyone, so that's exciting. All right, let's do our usual. Let's find a sitting position that's comfortable, whatever that means for you, whether that's legs out, crisscross. Doesn't matter, just sit up tall, close your eyes if that's comfortable, or gaze softly in front of you. Let's take three deep breaths to settle in. So you breathe in through the nose, sit up a little bit taller. And as you breathe out, sink back down. Okay, number two, let's breathe into the nose. Feel your chest expand. And then as you breathe out, shoulders sink back down. All right, one more deep breath into the nose and out through the mouth. All right, let's begin to soften and relax our body. Let's go from top to bottom. So starting with the top of your head, your forehead. Okay. Continue to soften your eyelids if your eyes are closed, or soften your gaze if your eyes are open. And then down through your cheeks, your lips, your whole face, through your neck, to your shoulders. Move. And then from your shoulders, breathe down in through your arms, all the way to your hands. And back to your chest. Notice how it expands and contracts. Same thing with your belly. Give yourself a nice deep belly breath. And to the back of your torso. So from the top of your spine, okay, all the way down to the base of your spine and through your back. Okay, that's the top half, and let's work our way down to the bottom half. So notice how your glutes touch your mat, or like me, I'm sitting on my yoga block. And then we'll go through the hamstrings and quads to our knees. And maybe noticing if your legs are tired, or maybe they need some stretching this week. And from your knees, let's go through the calves to your feet. And then let's notice our whole body just sitting here, gently breathing. All right. We feel pretty settled in, pretty calm, ready to stretch. I know I am. So let's take one more deep breath into the nose. And let's open up our eyes. I'm gonna hop off my block. Let's start with one for our spines. I'm going to turn my torso counterclockwise and the base of the spine, right hand on my left knee. Okay. Eyes looking towards the left, really pressing that right hand in to the left knee. I almost feel this in my left hip. That's interesting. Ooh. Give yourself one last push. And then as you breathe out, come back to center. And let's get the other side. So left hand on the right knee. Your chin's turning towards the right shoulder. And then as you gently exhale, come back to center. Oof. All right, let's get our sides and then we'll get a neck stretch. So look up to start and reach both arms up to the ceiling. And then on the left, so plant the left palm on the mat. Right arm goes over your body, reaching with the whole arm towards the upper left-hand corner of the room. Hopefully you feel that stretch go all the way down the right side of your body. All right, give yourself one last long reach, get every last millimeter. And then let's lift that left hand back up to the ceiling, coming down on the right. And turn your eyes and chin upwards. Same thing, reaching with that left hand. And the stretch goes all the way down the left side of your body. Ooh. All right, let's lift that right hand back up to the ceiling. Then bring the hands to center briefly. And let's get our neck. So let's sit on the right fingertips. The left arm reaches overhead. Okay, that right shoulder should be dropped since we're sitting on the right fingertips. Then roll the head back and forth. Okay, noticing any spot that needs a little extra attention, or just continue to go back and forth. Okay, doing what feels good. Release with our left hand and then switch sides. And now we're sitting on our left fingertips. Right arm reaches overhead. Okay, same thing. Stretching the left side of our neck, rotating the head forward and back as needed. Ooh. Mhm. All right, let's release the head, get off the left hand. Let's get our butterfly pose with the inner thighs, and then we'll do some knee drops from the hips. So feet together in front of you, bring your heels in. Okay, knees drop down. And as you breathe out, lean forward like a hinge. Okay, feel free to pull on your feet, pulling yourself forward or pulling yourself in. Knees are dropped. And every time you breathe out, see if you can pull yourself in a little bit more. All right. And then as on your next exhale, round out your back. Fingertips are crawling on the ground in front of you. And we're trying to get every last millimeter in front. Okay. And then we'll sit back up. Oh, let's do some knee drops with the hips. Ooh. You're going at your own pace. I'll do 3 times for each side. That feels good for me. We'll go from right to left. Okay. Right. Ugh. Okay, second time for the left. Okay, last time on the right. Taking our time. Last time on the left here before we stand up. Get our hamstrings. Ooh, all right. Knees back to center. Let's stand up. And find a nice wide stance. Okay. Everyone's favorite. Super wide, legs are straight, toes are forward, arms reach up to start. And then we're going to swan dive forward until the hands are on the ground, looking towards the back of the room. And rest your hands on the ground, or you can even push your torso towards the back. Ugh. Okay, just let gravity do the work. Breathe deeply, and on each exhale, the stretch gets deeper. Okay, hamstrings are starting to feel pretty happy or happier. And let's plant the right palm on the floor, right in the center. Let's rotate that left arm up to the ceiling. Okay, right palm is pressed on the ground. Eyes are up towards the ceiling. And that left shoulder and chest is open. Gentle breath into the nose. Let's bring that left arm back down, switch palms. Right arm reaches up, eyes are up, chin's up. Ooh. Let's bring that right arm back down. Ooh. Let gravity do the work once again at the center here. And let's come to a low lunge on the left. So rotating 90 degrees to the left. Okay, both hands are on either side to that supporting leg. Right heel is up and off the mat. Ooh. All right, let's gently drop that right knee down to the mat, untuck the right foot. Bring the arms and torso up. Okay, rotating that hip. Hopefully feel that in the right hip flexor. Not really, hopefully. I think we'll all feel that. Oh. Okay, and then rest the left hand, the left leg, and then right arm reaches overhead to the left. Bonus side stretch. Right. Let's bring the arms and torso back down. Lift the right knee off the mat, back in a low lunge. Let's plant both palms. Come to plank briefly and switch legs. So right leg is now the supporting leg. Make the necessary adjustments. We're still in a low lunge. Now that left leg is straight. All right, let's drop the left knee down, bring the arms up. Let's stretch out the left hip flexor. Oof. Ooh. All right, resting the right hand, the right leg, left arm reaches towards the right. Ooh. All right. Let's bring the arms and torso forward. Let's lift the left knee up and off the mat, back in the low lunge on the right. All right. And step the left foot forward. All right, let's reverse swan dive. Ooh. To the hands at the top. And then bring the hands to heart center. All right. Let's do a standing side stretch. So, doesn't matter where you are. Let's reach both arms back up, dropping the left arm down, kicking out the right hip. Okay, just like the sitting version with some balance. Turning the eyes and chin up, no bend at the elbow. Let's reach the left arm up. Right arm comes down, kicking out the left hip. Ooh. All right, let's bring the right hand back up. And then hands come to heart center. We'll keep them momentarily. Let's go straight to Malasana. So find a medium width stance. I would say feet just wider than your shoulders. And then keeping the head and chest up, lower yourself down to the mat. You can even use your elbows to press your knees back or rock side to side, whatever helps accentuate the stretch. Okay, continue to settle down and into the pose. Those inner thighs might be on fire, but stretching's great. All right, let's put the hand on the legs to support ourselves as we come out. Ooh. All right, now let's do a split leg hamstring stretch. I'm going to start with my left leg out in front. Heels are in line. Okay, arms start up. And let's exhale as we swan dive over that straight left leg. Okay, driving the right hip towards the left ankle. Ugh. And let's hold it for 3, 2, 1. Let's bend the left knee and come up. Switch of legs. So that right leg is in the front, heels are once again in line, arms return up. Then we're going to exhale as we swan dive over that straight right leg. And let's drive the left hip towards the right ankle. Ooh. Let's bend the right knee and come on up. Oh. All right, let's do our shoulders and triceps. I'm going to start with the right arm across the top. Feel that right shoulder stretch out as you pull on it with the left arm. Maybe get your chin out of the way. And then we're going to get the left side, so left arm across the top. Let's release the left arm. Let's get the right arm behind the head, pulling on the right elbow. Okay, maybe slight lean to the left. Ooh. We'll release the right elbow. Left arm comes behind the head. And same thing, but on this side, grabbing the left elbow. Gentle lean to the right if needed, if wanted. Okay, and we're going to release. Let's grab our left wrist behind our back and then dropping the head over to the right side. Okay, gently exhale as you reach that right ear to the right shoulder. And then we're going to tilt our head back to get the front of our neck. And then rolling the head forward as we look down. And we're tilt the head back to center and then back up top and switch sides. So grabbing the right wrist, head drops to the left. And you feel the right side of your neck. Now we'll roll the head forward, look down at the ground. And the head comes back as we look up. Back to center. And back up top, let's release the hand. All right. Oh, let's get our chest. So reach up to start. This is the one where we scrape the back of the wall with our fingertips and our elbows. I definitely feel that in my shoulder blades. 3 times, taking your time, going at your own pace. It doesn't matter how fast you go. Ooh. All right. One last one for myself. Okay, hopefully you feel that in your shoulder blades as much as I do. Ooh. All right, let's do some moving options. So come to the front of your mat, as usual, feet and legs together, stand up nice and tall, reach the arms up to the ceiling as we look up, and then let's swan dive forward for 1. Okay, reach for the toes, go up to flat back, rest the hands on the shin, and then exhale, rounding at the back, and then eyes up, head up, reverse swan dive. Okay, let's do one more warm up. So swan dive back down, up to flat back. Exhaling, rounding out that back, eyes up, reverse swan dive. And at the top. All right. 3rd time, come on down. Hopefully it feels a little better than the first 2. Up to flat back. And then as you exhale here, plant both palms, step back into plank. Let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Okay. Balancing on the tops of the feet and the palm of the hand. Okay, come back to plank. Add a push-up here if you like. On the way to downward dog. Okay. Legs are straight, fingertips are spread, or fingers are spread, palms planted firmly. And let's bicycle the legs. So bend the left knee, focusing on just the right calf. Switch sides, bending the right knee, focusing on the left. Okay, back over the right. Over to the left. Whew. One more time on just the right. And to the left. Then straighten out that right leg back into neutral downward dog. Let's do a sun salutation before we do our crescent pose. So gently walk the hands towards the feet. Then reverse swan dive, strong back. Hands are at the top. Swan dive back down. Up to flat back. Exhale, round out that back, plant both palms, legs back to plank. Let's chaturanga down to upward dog, back to plank, optional push-up, turning to downward dog. Feet and legs together. Let's start with the left leg, left side. So left leg comes up in the air. I'm gonna swing it through and plant it in front. And then bring the arms and torso up. Right leg is straight, right heel is reaching for the mat. All right, instead of prayer twist, let's just twist. Arms go front and back. The right arm is in front. We're going to turn our torso towards the left side or counterclockwise. Let's do something different for once. Oof. All right, and then return the hands up for crescent pose. And then arms and torso come forward and down. Plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Upward dog. Back to plank. Walk the feet towards the hands for a sun salutation. Ooh. Reverse swan dive. Hands at the top. And then back down. Up to flat back. Exhaling, rounding up the back. Now we'll plant both palms, legs come back to plank. We're going to chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, push up here as needed. And we're back into glorious down dog. Let's get the right side. So feet and legs together. Lift the right leg up into the air. And swing it on through. Plant it in front. And come up into crescent pose on the right. Right knee is over the right ankle. See how flat you can get that quad. Left heel reaches down to the mat. And then gently turn the torso towards the right leg or clockwise. Okay. Ooh. And then we're going to rotate the arms back up. Back to crescent pose. And then arms come down, plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, walk the feet towards the hands for a sun salutation and reverse swan dive. And we're at the top, and back down we go. Okay, hamstrings are starting to feel good. Up to flat back. Woo. Exhale, round it out, plant both palms, stepping back to plank, and chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank, push up if you're still with me, and into downward dog. And let's do a warrior sequence. So feet and legs together, back on the left side. Left heel goes up in the air, and then left leg comes forward, planted in front. You come to warrior one on the left. Okay. Same thing as earlier, but that right heel is down. Arms are parallel, palms facing one another. Arms front and back for warrior two, palms face the ground. Eyes are forward. Kind of feel that in my inner thigh too. And let's dip back into reverse warrior. Resting our right hand gently on the right leg. Left fingertips reach for the back. Then we're back to warrior two. And let's come to triangle pose. So reach that left arm forward. And we can't go any further. Drop the left hand or left fingertips down to the ground. Right fingertips reach up for triangle pose. Continue to breathe. Let's go for extended triangle pose. Take that right arm and reach it from the ceiling towards the front, right overhead. Okay, hopefully you feel it in your side. Just for a moment, and then back up top with that right hand. And we're going to go straight into the pretzel. So drop the right hand or right arm behind the lower back. Left arm reaches underneath that left leg. Once you're in position, rotate the right shoulder up, open up your chest and look up. We'll come out in 3, 2, 1. Okay, release hands. Left palm is planted on the mat. Right arm reaches up for triangle pose. And let's pop back up into warrior two. Dipping back into reverse warrior. And back to warrior two. And then come up into warrior one. And then as the arms come down, that right heel comes up, plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank, walk the feet towards the hands, and reverse swan dive. Hands at the top, and then back down we go. Up to flat back. And exhaling down, let's plant both palms, stepping back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank, optional push up here into down dog. Let's just take a couple breaths here. Feels that we've done a lot of movement in the last 5 minutes. Catch your breath. And back into it. Feet and legs together. We're on the right side now. Let's float the right heel up in the air. And swing it on through and plant it in front. Come into warrior one on the right. All right. Arms are parallel, palms face one another. Then we're going to rotate that torso for warrior two, arms front and back, palms facing the ground, eyes looking forward. The right quad is supporting. All right, let's dip back into reverse warrior. Okay, don't put too much weight on that back leg with the left hand. And then back to warrior two. And then reaching forward with the right hand. Let's get into triangle pose on this side. So dropping the right hand on the ground, left arm reaches up, and then extended triangle pose. Left arm reaches overhead towards the front of the room. Hand back up top. And then let's drop the left arm behind our lower backs, the pretzel on this side. See if we can make contact with the right hand. Okay, opening up the left shoulder, looking up to the ceiling. And we're breathing. And we'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands release. Right hand comes back down to the ground to support. Left fingertips reach up. And we're popping up into warrior two. Arms front and back. And back we go into reverse warrior. And back to warrior two. And left arm swings forward and up for warrior one. And then arms come down, left heel comes up, plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank. And let's chaturanga all the way down, resting our whole body. Palms are underneath the shoulders and come in cobra. So keeping the legs and hips on the ground, push the torso up, push that floor away. Hopefully you feel the front of your body, front of your belly, your core. Yeah, let's see if we can add some hip action. So rotate the head to the right, look at your right heel, and maybe push a little bit more at that right, the left palm. And then eyes are turned forward. And then rotating the head to the left side, looking at the left heel. Eyes come forward. And we'll lower our torsos back down. Ooh, all right. Let's come into a brief child's pose. Ooh, before we do some standing balance poses. Ooh, all right. Let's come forward out of child's pose and we'll stand. Let's do our usual tree. I'm going to start with my left foot, left leg. Get the right foot into position. Okay, wherever feels good for you. Add the arms as needed. Maybe look at the stationary spot around you. Okay, let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring that right leg out and rotate the left ankle. Let's get most of our weight on that right foot. Let's get the left foot into position. And the arms as needed for this side. Maybe straightening up our bodies. Okay, same thing. Look for a stationary spot to focus on. Keep us stable. Whew. All right. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg comes out. Ooh, shaking up the right ankle. We'll do a standing leg extension. Okay, back on the left leg. Let's hug in our right knee towards our chest. Okay, straightening up our left leg and our torso. Okay, remember this is a three-stager, so if you want to stay in stage one, that's fine. Otherwise, extend out the lower right leg, kicking out that heel. You might feel that in your calf. And then that's stage two. And stage three is grabbing the toes. Okay, doesn't matter which one you're in. Just balance for another three, two, one. Ooh, right. Rotating that left ankle. Let's get the other side. So balancing on the right foot. Let's bring the left knee in towards our chest. And then stage two, extend out that lower leg, kick out the left ankle. And that's the extended leg version. And if you want to go for stage three, let's see if I can do toe lock on both sides. Ooh, just barely. And we'll stay here for five, four, three, two, and one. Ugh. All right, let's have a seat. Let's do some stretching to the ground, round it all out. All right, let's do our table. Soles of the feet in front, palms of the hand behind, full shoulder distance. And then prop yourself up into a table, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling, dropping the head back. Okay, active pose here. Once you're in position, see if you can push, continually push the hips up. Okay, below glutes and hamstrings. And we're just balancing here. Feels good. Gentle breath in. And then as you exhale, drop the hips back down. Okay. Lying down on our backs, keeping the legs up, keep the legs planted. All right, let's do our glute bridge. So clasp the hands underneath your lower back, rolling onto your shoulders. Same thing. Active push with the feet, with the hips up. Pushing both feet evenly from the outside parts of the feet down through the heel and then back up to the ball of your foot. Okay, active push, keep going up, up, up to the ceiling with those hips. And then controlling the descent one vertebra at a time. Okay. Continue to work the glutes and the hamstrings. And I'm almost down. Ooh, nice. All right, let's do a supine twist. I'm going to grab my right knee in, kind of like the lying down version of like the standing leg extensions. Okay, and let's pull the right knee over to the left. Right arm extends out to the right. Nice. I almost feel that in my right glutes a little bit. Not almost, I do. I'm still breathing, rotating my spine. Long breath out, relaxing my body, getting every last degree out of that spine on this side. And let's bring the right leg back to center. Okay. Hugging the left knee in. You're noticing where that little stretch is in that inner thigh area. All right, let's pull the left knee over. The left arm extends out to the left. And then same thing. As you breathe out, relax the body. So you can rotate a little bit more. Ooh. All right, and let's bring that left leg back to center. Ugh. We realize we skipped happy baby, but we're still with spine section, so legs come up in the air, arms on the inside parts of your legs, but then you grab the outside parts of your feet, or you can grab your big toe, whatever. But pull in your knees towards your underarms. Feel those inner thighs, and then rock side to side. Okay. Stop thinking about that inner thigh stretch and your feet in the air, but instead think about your spine against your mat. Okay. Loosening up any tension or continuing to loosen up any tension. The whole spine section. Ooh. Okay. You can stop rocking and you can use the weight of your legs and momentum and sit on up. Oh. All right. Let's do a cat cow. I'm gonna roll up my mat a couple times first. Okay, for the knees. We're on all fours. Let's do 5 breath cycles. Palms are planted right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Untuck those feet. And then breathe in and bring your head up and chest down. Okay, exhale, round out the back, bring the head down to the ground. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head back down. Okay. Inhale, head up. Oh. Exhale, head down. Inhale, head up. This should be 4. Exhale, head down. Okay, last time. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Oof. All right, come to neutral spine. From here, we're going to do a thread the needle for a little more rotation in the spine. So take that right hand, dropping the right shoulder down the ground, thread that right arm through, and then slowly rotate that right arm up to the ceiling. 1, back through. Okay, number 2, up to the ceiling. And then back on through. This should be the last time. Last time up as well. Okay, rotate, feel that spine open up. And as you drop the right arm back down, plant that palm. And let's thread the left arm through. Okay, left shoulder drops down. And then left fingertips reach up. Ooh. Okay, second time through, dropping the shoulder down. In, back at top, reach with fingertips. You can push the right hand to the ground and rotate up. Last time, threading through. Ooh. Okay, back up top. And let's drop that left arm down. And then we're going to do a pigeon pose. I'm going to ravel my mat. Okay. Slowly find your way back into a plank position. I'm going to start with my right leg. So bringing the right leg forward. Okay, shin is down on the mat. So it's about 90 degrees from the rest of my body. Untucking the left foot. Just settling down. Ooh. Seeing how low you can go. We'll also add the quad stretch onto this one, but let's just stretch out for about 45 seconds. Ugh. Ooh. Okay, about 5 more seconds here. Still enjoying it. Ooh. And then plant both palms in front of you and push your torso up. And reach back with the left arm, pulling in the left heel. And stretching out the left quad. Ugh. I'm gonna hold that for another 3, 2, 1. Dropping the left leg down, planting both palms. Okay, right leg returns to plank. Let's get the left side. So left leg comes out front. Ugh. I'm tucking the right foot. Settling down over that left leg. Ugh. Let's repeat those 45 seconds or so. About 5 more seconds. And plant both palms in front. Reach back with that right hand, pulling in the right heel. And let's stretch out that right quad. Ooh. Stay there for 3, 2, 1. Release. Ugh. Let's get off the left leg. I think for our last stretch, let's do a glute stretch, but let's do the sitting version. So we're sitting down, plant the left foot, okay? Right foot rests on the left knee. It's just like the lying down version, but instead of grabbing your left shin, you gently slide your hands closer to your hips on the ground and push your torso forward. You should definitely feel that in your right glute. Ooh. And the closer you bring your torso to your legs, the more you should feel that stretch. Ooh. When I come out of it, just lean back, bring the right foot out, plant the right foot down, and then left foot comes into position. The left side, glute. Ooh. 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 All right, that's about long enough for the left. Let's bring the left leg out. Oh, let's sit on our heels for a child's pose, or to get a child's pose. Okay, knees are as wide as your mat. Gentle breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, come forward, down onto the mat. Relax with the breath. I'm going to take this moment to thank our bodies for everything it's done, it's doing, and we will ask it to do. And then gently come forward out of child's pose and rotate onto our backs for corpse pose. Ooh. Okay. Ugh. Relaxing the arms, the sides of your body. The whole body's making contact with the mat. And as you lie here and breathe, scan your body and see how it feels. Hopefully, a little bit looser, a little more open than when we started. Let's go for 60 seconds. I won't say a thing. Starting in 3, 2, 1. And as our minute ends, slowly reanimate. Okay. Wiggle the fingers, rotate the feet, wiggle the toes. And then reaching the arms overhead, arching the back. Give yourself a little stretch. And then let's rotate onto your side. Rest your head and face on your hands. And then whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the floor, on the mat. Push yourself up and return to our sitting position where we started. Oh, all right. Spine is nice and tall. Now gaze softly on the ground in front of you, or close your eyes, whatever's comfortable. And let's do 3 audible breaths. So let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. next one, breathing in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Okay, one more time, breathing in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Bring your hands to Namaste at our hearts. You may repeat after me if you wish. May you have clear and kind intention. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's bring our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. And returning our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. All right, we're going to pause your watch.
Okay.
All right, thank you for joining yet
Thank
again.
you.
Oh,
Happy Monday.
happy
Oh,
Monday. Let's have a good week.
thank you. You too.
Oh,
School year. Yeah.
yep.
All right.
See ya.
Uh, okay. Bye.